Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And of course, I already talked about this particular post, this Birds of Prey poster released today, how it's kind of hot garbage. It just looks, it doesn't look good. It could have used a little bit more work on what they were attempting to do. It just kind of feels like first year marketing grad, student sort of thing comes in like, hey, I can make this look like a thing. Anyway, I'm only using this as a placeholder image because over on Reddit's DCEU leaks, yesterday, apparently, there was a big leak drop for Birds of Prey, and it goes through potential plot points of what's going to potentially be in the movie. And I read through it, and I want to talk about it because this movie, again, like I said in my video talking about this image is designed as a distraction, in my opinion. Keep you talking about everything but the leaks of the film, and the fact that even Chad Stahelski, the director of John Wick movies, is coming in to direct the action sequences in order to punch him up because they were so bad. That's what we're hearing. The plotline of the movie has been talked about for a while, and it's not getting a lot of praise considering that it's trying to do representation. Especially, I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look here. This is the leak. So spoilers, you've been warned. You've been the warned. Okay, so you know what's going on. Anyway. So it says here, Harley Quinn narrates the movie, frequently breaks the fourth wall. Oh, great. So it's Deadpool ripoff. And I kind of figured that with that teaser trailer when it shows her like winking with in the car while eating a burger. And clearly there's two hyenas with her. So it's going to be her story, her emancipation. I think going from bad to anti-hero sort of thing. Harley decides to become a good person after being dumped by the Joker. Because, that's motivation. Black Mask is a sadistic mobster who is obsessed with art and implied to be... Oh, there's no implications anymore. Homeboy is gay. All right. Homeboy is gay. I'm not kidding you here. Look at this one. Look at this right here. This is him from the poster. Okay. All right. Homeboy's gay. Let's just be fair. All right. He's totally gay here. Anyway, Victor Zsasz is a serial killer and Black Mask's main enforcer. And Black Mask flirts with them a lot. Now, I did make that comment. about Zaz's this look over here. All right. I did make that comment where I'm like, no. It really does feel like he is very aligned with Black Mask in regards to, their relationship is going to be something that's going to be a factor here. Anyway, Cassandra Cain is a motor-mouthed street kid who works for Black Mask to support her family. That makes sense considering. Black Mask tries to retrieve valuable diamond, but things go wrong and Cassandra ends up swallowing it in order to later sell it to get her family off the streets. Motivation seems fine right there. Black Mask begins chasing Cassandra to cut the diamond out of her stomach, and Cass runs into Harley, who decides to protect her. Okay, we've seen this kind of thing in movies before, Was it Book of Eli was kind of like that, Denzel walking through the wasteland, a blind man who can fight ends up going to a town and protects Mila Kunis. Leon the professional. Like, it's not an uncommon storyline, not an uncommon trope. So we see here that Huntress infiltrated Black Mask's organization to kill him to avenge her family and begins searching for Cass to use her to get close to him. So kind of like Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, how she was working for Morton Joe and then decided to go and branch out on her own. She's infiltrated it in order to get close to him to take him out. Very similar thing here. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of originality. We're not seeing a lot of originality here. Black Canary is a retired vigilante turned nightclub singer who gets back into action to save Cass. She has the Canary Cry. So she's a retired vigilante who is now a nightclub singer and gets back into the action to save Cassandra. So what is this like? This Cassandra girl, she's bringing everyone kind of in. Is she like Jesus now? Is this what's going on? Everyone's kind of floating around her. Renee Montoya is a lesbian detective investigating Black Mask and finds out that the diamond is actually a data drive or something that Black Mask desperately wants and presumes it to be criminal information. So this is where it's really a sex tape, or it's really photos of his junk, or whatever it is. This is what we're going to find out. That's the rumor that's been going around, that it's really, a diamond has got a USB, memory stick in it. And inside that are Black Mask's, sexy time photos or videos or whatever. I mean, that's like, ooh, Eventually, Harley, Huntress, Black Canary, and Montoya team up to protect her, and together they defeat Black Mask and Zsasz, and probably a whole bunch of henchmen in the process. The movie ends with the revelation that the diamond contains Black Mask's stolen dick pics. Yeah. Yeah, because that's fun. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. I'm not like 100% against it, but this has been floating around now for a long time. Not really what just no. I feel like they could do so much better. I mean, I get it. Oh, criminal information, that's one thing. But what if it was a junk pic? What if he said, he doesn't want photos of his baby peen getting out there? The R-rated Tarantino-esque balls-to-the-wall action comedy. Okay, so it's going to have balls-to-the-wall action comedy, which is why Chad Stileski is coming in to make sure that it's got the action. Potentially could have the comedy. But here's the thing, though. Who's going to be, is Harley Quinn going to be the comedic relief? I mean, she's the lead of the movie. And is she going to be the comedic relief? And that is kind of an issue, isn't it? That's kind of an issue. Because Harley here, when you look at her, she's funny. She's like the wacky one. I got the mallet. I got the hyenas. I say irreverent things. I'm going to be irreverent and break the fourth wall like Deadpool. But everyone else there is going to be the straight guy. Huntress is going to be the straight guy. Black Canary is going to be the straight man. Renee Montoya is lesbian, so not straight, but she's going to be playing the straight man. And probably Black Mask is going to be the flamboyant one in order to play up off of Harley Quinn to have those scenes where they get to have that snappy dialogue back and forth. And Victor Zsasz is going to be there being flirted with and probably flirting back a little bit with his own snappy dialogue in order to be a bit more of the comedic foil on the other end. I mean, I don't know. I talk about odd representation, right? Anyway, so finally it says here, not very faithful to the comics, different origins, different personalities, different character dynamics, and no costumes. Batman has been missing for a few years. That would make sense. Maybe after the events of Justice League, Batman's like, I'm taking a break. We just fought like an interdimensional god sort of thing, or a demigod, or like a henchman of a god. Joker is Jared Leto's version, created through a combination of stand-ins, sound-alikes, and archive footage from Suicide Squad. And that's pathetic. Don't even do it if you're not going to have it. I understand that Leto may not want to cut his hair short and dye it green. And I get that. But they could probably put him in some kind of costume that covers up his hair, like at the end of Suicide Squad, when he had on the, when he had on the SWAT uniform. You don't see his hair. You just put the paint on him and he does the laugh, and that'd be fine. Black Mask only wears a domino mask and never gets scarred. So yay on that one, right? You take one of Batman's better villains and you, again, no costumes, different origins, different character dynamics, right? Like, is this just this is an adaptation, but this is one that a lot of people may not like. But apparently test audiences liked it, which makes sense, actually, when you look at true straight adaptations versus their source material. Oftentimes things are changed to be more audience friendly, and that does actually make a lot of sense. Certain things are just not transferable to from comic panel to the big screen, and that's just true. But the test audiences also liked the villains, and like I said, a flamboyant Ewan McGregor, a flamboyant Victor Zsasz, right? A lot of snappy dialogue is going to be what it is. That's what they're going for, the snappy dialogue. But when it comes to the costumes, though, I look at Huntress here. Is Huntress in her costume? I mean, kind of. Not, I mean, kind of well enough, I guess. Well enough. But anyway, the leaks for this thing sound pretty bad. The story doesn't sound like it's what could be. And I know that they were originally wanting to do Gotham City Sirens, and that ended up becoming Birds of Prey, and they wanted to go a whole different direction, and they're experimenting. And part of me, I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. But the story that they've chosen here, if these leaks are to be true, and there's been multiple leaks that have suggested the same thing, make it appear that this is not very good. And if audiences are testing well, then it's doing well enough to get the audience on board, which is going to mean money, more merchandise sales, and they're going to be able to sell a lot of t-shirts with her face on it. And the new colorful look will be good for cosplayers, and we're going to see all that stuff. So that's, at the end of the day, financial gain is the whole point, right? Financial gain is the whole damn point. So here, I don't know, it's where we find ourselves right now, guys. I don't know. I just work here, but I want to know your thoughts and your opinions. Does this sound interesting? Does this sound good to you? Let me know down in the comments below. I really want to know. So comment below. Let me know how you feel about it. Like the video if you do like it. Dislike it if you don't, but tell me why. Become a subscriber. Click that little bell. Maybe Patreon. Check it out below. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.